Hi, this is D. Today we will be looking at the use of PHPUnit Test in our development process, and we will see how this could help us to improve the whole thing. So we will be working with Laravel, but actually this concept applies to any language or framework. We will be using PHPUnit and Laravel, how I said before. Now we have a user resource which is served through a user controller, which has a standard method to provide the data through a REST API using the resource, and there is our test. It's like around a 100 line of code that took me like I don't know, maybe 5-10 minutes, less than that, because it's really easy when you know what you want already coming out from that controller. Now we need to refactor this, because as you can see here, we have the validation rules inside the controller, which is a bad practice, and according to the Laravel tutorial or manuals, any good practice thing you can find around there, you will see that the right way to do this is to have an isolated class for validation. In Laravel case, those validations rules should be or must be inside a request class. We are injecting here a generic request class, but I already used the PHP artisan command to generate these classes, right? I already have the rules in there. Validation rules, they are a little bit different from the store request, which is the one that we inject when we use the post, and the update request, which handles pretty much the put and the patch request. So what we need to do is take this out. But first, let's see that our PHPUnit test is working the way it is right now. So we're running our test. By the way, it's always a good practice to clear our cache and everything. I already did it, but I'm just showing to you. I have this big command which is pretty much cleaning all the caches, route configurations and everything for Laravel. Now we clear the cache, we run the test already, we know that works. So let's go ahead and let's take this out. Right, I already have the rules. We're working on the update method. The way to retrieve the already validated data from the request is using this method. I don't know why it's giving me a warning. Oh, and I need to inject the proper class in here. For that reason I was getting this warning. So this is the update. So let's move ahead and let's use the user update request. Right, now it's valid. So I'm getting the already validated data with the rules that we define here, and let's run the test and let's see what happens. You see, we already refactor our code, and according to the test, it's working. So let's go ahead and let's do the same with the store request, which I already have the rules here. Barely what I did was copy and paste the rules that I had already defined in the controller and put it on the proper place. So let's go ahead. This is our store request. Let's update the comment too. Let's go ahead and let's do the test again, and everything worked. So you see, I don't need to do any tricky stuff, or maybe go to Postman or ARC to test if the API was working how it's supposed to be. and I only ran the test and I know already if my code gonna works or not. Let's do for example, let's make it don't work, like I don't know, maybe I made a mistake on the rule. I know that if I add this thing here, maybe name. No, I know that this doesn't gonna trigger an error, but oh, for example, I know that in my test and the update I'm not using the password. So what happens if, for example, I do this? Let's copy this. This is not the recommended way to update an entity. Actually, you should do as a bulk, pretty much like a request validated and put inside the update method. But we that's gonna be on the next video. So we're gonna intercept the request and we're gonna pre-process the data that is coming in. But that's not the point of this video. So let's go password. So I'm trying to access the password without validating that the password is already in there. Let's see what's gonna happen. If I do the test, I know for sure that the test is gonna fail, and it's telling me why. You see, it's giving me a 500 error, and I was waiting a status awk, which is a 200. So we can use the log to see what's going on the find index password, line 72. I know that it's this one because we can update or not the password because it's not a required field. For that reason, I'm doing this little validation here. So pretty much that's gonna be all for now. As you see, we refactor our code. We move the validation rules to another class. We inject that class. We did some change all around, and the only thing that how we had already our test, the only thing we need to do to see if our code works or not was run this test. If the test go through, that means that we are good to go and we have good code in our hands. Happy coding, boys. Bye.